What's up, guys? It's Ricky, and on this particular episode, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that you will likely not be seeing in 2026 going forward. As you can see in the title, Sister Toby sent out a video apology to Chris, and I thought, you know what, Sister Toby sending an apology, I'll leave her video down in the pinned comments. I myself am going to retire my correction to the Chris Network. I've been on the Chris Network a couple of times, I think twice. And the first time we went, I was there to talk about my interaction with the content of Enigma and all that. The second time I went, we were there to talk about the history of the Bible. The first time, people heard whatever they wanted to hear and tossed whatever they wanted to toss. The second time I went with Nicholas. So Chris had invited me to talk about the subject matter of the history of the Bible. So I then went and I called Nicholas, because I know Nicholas had studied that topic well. So there was these attacks in the comment section of people saying, oh, Ricky just wants to ride the wave of Nicholas. And I'm like, Muslim Tabela and Pastor Zwane made on their channel, let's talk about it. When they were talking about the history of the Bible, guess what? They wanted to do that video with me. It's some of the information that I was very much interested in. I told you guys I've studied the God's General's book, if you've heard me talk about it, and the history of the King James, right? So they wanted me there. So I was like, you know what? I know someone who has studied this topic, Nicholas. So I called Nicholas. I appointed Nicholas to come and record it with them. And so when Chris asked me to come and record with him, pertaining the history of the Bible, because there was videos floating where people were attacking the King James by the other versions, and we were there to just give background. How did the manuscripts come about? So when that subject matter came, guess what? I already had Nicholas, and Nicholas is very studied about the subject matter. So I brought Nicholas. I was the one who was invited, but I didn't just go. I just thought, let me bring someone who there will be a familiar face, and then there will be Nicholas, who people might not know, but it will be a good introduction. Instead, people turned it into a whole me versus Nicholas. And I'm like, the way that this is so childish. It's so childish. It's bare. It's childish. I'll go coolly to that level. Bazalwane, please stop comparing us to yourselves. You don't have platform. Okay, it's fine. So you don't know what it's like to give someone platform. So you can't making such a judgment as if you think because you wouldn't platform someone, you think that's how I am. On this channel, how many channels have I platformed? Huh? How many platforms? Ompile, the one who Chris is interviewing, when he made a video with Enigma, you heard about that interview how? From me. Go back and check my videos. You'll see I'm the one who gave that interview shout out. He released it, and I found it, and I gave it shout out on the channel. When House Portia, how did people get to know House Portia? I platformed her on his channel, multiple different channels. So now, because you don't have platform, and you think maybe when you would hold it back, you wouldn't platform anybody. If that's how you are on your side, don't think that of us. Don't think that of other people. It's a terrible way of going around judging people. Unless maybe it's something very pressing that I want to address pertaining what is being published there. You will have noticed on this channel, I used to only critique the doctrines that were being taught on the platform. I rarely said anything about Chris. And so when he said he didn't like the way I did, I was like, oh, okay. I don't say anything about him. I always talk about the guests. But then maybe the guests are talking to him and saying, you know what, they don't like it, and so maybe that's where it comes from. Yeah, but that's the business of the guest. The guest must be knowledgeable to talk about the Bible. Haven't they read their Bible? Haven't you read the epistle of Timothy? It's bare minimums. The Bible says you ought to be apt to teach. You must be able. You have no right talking when you are not able to teach. When you cannot break down scriptures properly and put them within proper context. And I've shown it on this channel that there are things that are said there that are out of context. When I correct people from a place of concern of doctrine. It's a very terrible thing to teach a person false things or things that are not in the Bible. It's a very terrible thing. It's a grievous thing to do. But if my correction is deemed, no, then it's better. The Bible says, do not give what is holy unto. Yes. By that, it's not an insult. The verse is actually stating that the person is incapable of perceiving value. Okay, so when it says, do not give what is holy unto God, he's actually stating an individual who's incapable of seeing the value of what you're saying. Like a dog cannot see. It's not an insult. Many people tend to listen to it with the tone of insult. No, you are misunderstanding what the Bible actually is trying to portray. It's trying to portray, if a dog sees a diamond, doesn't know the value of it. Right now, this whole subject matter of enigma, people, I saw multiple videos. I didn't see one video. I saw multiple videos of different people saying, we are not being loving. We don't know how to portray love. And I'm like, he's unrepentant. What love are you talking about? Listen, guys, the truth is we are sinners. When you don't recognize that, it's not my business. I think there's a tendency of you overusing the word love in a very dangerous way in church. Please. Please, please, please. You are not teaching us anything new. I've said this several times. Do not excuse people when they are unrepentant. So that you understand that I'm not saying it now because you made a video yesterday. Or you made a video the other day. I saw another person who made a video about 5 days ago. These tendencies, Barcelona, please stop that. It is a very amateur error. You will put people in danger if you keep doing that. Now, let me show that I'm being consistent with truth here. But I always do this so that people can have a reference point. If you watch the video of when I was speaking about why Reverend Ralokhulela should denounce the picture with Passion Java, I mentioned this thing. Speaking about Babu Kumbi. When Babu Kumbi went and he exonerated Makamu, when Makamu was unrepentant, he was telling us about keys. His story said Makia. That story was not about keys. But anyways, and so we mentioned it. It raises pride, especially when you exonerate them, claiming they are repentant when they are not. If the person is unrepentant, you treat him like an unbeliever. He's an outsider. Distance yourself from them. So this thing, guys, I don't know if I have to make an individual video addressing all these videos of people saying we must be loving. Guys, don't do that. Do not do that. You will open people to trouble. I write you not to associate with anyone who claims to be a brother but is sexually immoral, is greedy, and is an idolater or a verbally abusive abuser, or he goes on a drunkard or a swindler. With such, do not even eat with. That's 1 Corinthians chapter number 5. It says, if a person is a very excessive within these things, and you know it, distance yourself. So I will not be calling out Chris because he is not a Christian. So the principles I'm talking about, he doesn't get it. So you won't see that. But apart from that, you're just not likely going to see me making reviews about his platform or some of the things that he's publishing. So just bear that in mind. So in case they do some episode which has wild claims there and you don't see it, now you know why. And so that we are clear and we keep it very simple and straightforward, right? This becomes important so that you know when it comes to associations, it's very important. There is a line to tread. When people start deviating from that, you cut yourself, you remove yourself from that. It's Ricky. Other episodes down today, they'll be down in the pinned comments. And I will leave the video that has to be made, attending her apology, over in the pinned comments. So do go check it out. It's Ricky for me. Yeah, it's just that simple. I don't think, because when the more truth we speak, the more truth is rejected, the more judgment piles. The Bible says you heap coals on their head. Yeah. the more revelation, the more light the person hears and does nothing about it, the more the judgment. So for that reason, no correction from my end. I think sometimes people need to see God. We keep talking about God. Sometimes people need to see themselves.